Have you ever cleaned your home, washed your baby's clothes, or sprayed something to make the room smell fresh, only to realize that your baby's eczema suddenly got worse? A lot of parents don't realize there are hidden irritants inside of the home that may be constantly triggering inflammation in sensitive babies. And today I'm going to walk you through some of the most common household eczema triggers that I see and simple swaps that can help support your baby's skin more naturally. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Amanda Garcia and I share holistic pediatric wellness education to parents to help support their babies more naturally and gently. So in my last video, we talked about supplements that may help support babies with eczema, but today we're diving deeper into something many families completely overlook: hidden environmental triggers inside of the home. One of the biggest eczema triggers that I see comes from fragrances. And I'm not just talking about fragrances that come from perfumes. I'm talking about fragrances that are hidden in everyday household items. Some of those may include laundry detergents, dryer sheets, candles, air fresheners, cleaning supplies, and even some baby products. So I want you to understand that babies' skin in general is a lot more sensitive than adults. And especially for babies that are suffering with eczema, their skin barrier is not as protected as a normal child. So you want to reduce and minimize their chemical exposure as much as possible. And that includes direct contact with their skin, and it also includes things that they will be inhaling from the air, especially from candles and air fresheners. So again, just by making this one simple choice and these decisions to swap out your everyday products to more dye-free, fragrance-free, and minimal chemical products, then it can make a really big impact, and your child's eczema can reduce in regards to their flare-ups, the frequency of their flare-ups, their severity of their flare-ups, and the intensity of the flare-ups. So our goal is to help your child in their overall health and reduce the discomfort and to make sure that they have a supportive environment where they can actually heal. Another hidden trigger is overheating. A lot of babies with eczema flare up when they get too warm. Overheating can increase itching, inflammation, and skin irritation. This can happen from heavy or thick pajamas, too many blankets, being in a warm room, or synthetic fabrics that trap heat. So I try to encourage parents to focus on light breathable clothing, cotton fabrics, and keeping the rooms comfortably cool. Another trigger many parents don't think about is dust and environmental irritation. So things like dust mites, pet dander, mold, and poor air quality may contribute to inflammation in some sensitive children. Now, this doesn't mean that parents need to be perfect or have a perfect home, but we definitely still want to reduce the amount of dust and anything that can be irritating your child's skin as much as possible. So just pay attention, see what may be triggering your child. Example, if you go to your parents' house or their grandma's house or a family member's house and they have dogs or pets and you don't have them in your house, and then you see that within 24 hours they have a flare-up or an inflammatory response, then you can kind of pinpoint that your child may have an allergic reaction to some type of pet dander. And this is just, again, something that you want to pay attention to so you can notice your child's patterns and then reduce the exposure as much as possible. We're not trying to be perfect. No home is perfect. And this is the world we live in, so it can be a little bit overwhelming to try to keep your child in a bubble. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm asking. And that's pretty impossible. Again, we just want to pay attention so we can know the triggers, and then we can piece the puzzles together and finally understand your child on a more holistic way, so we can create the environment that will help them heal as much as possible. And then slowly but surely you can start to reintroduce certain things to them and to their environment so we can build up their immune system. That will definitely be in another video, but until then, kind of pay attention to the things that I just mentioned. And I really just want to tell all the moms out there that if your baby is struggling with eczema, it does not mean that you're doing anything wrong. I know a lot of moms usually carry a guilt and they blame themselves for not being able to help their child as quickly as they think they should be able to, but eczema is a very complex condition, and most of the time it's not just from um, one reason, one thing that's irritating their skin, but it's usually a multitude of things that are bothering and irritating them, and it just compounds. So if you are feeling or blaming yourself or thinking that there's something that you could have done to prevent this, I want you to know that this is not true. I'm sure you're doing your best and will continue to do so along this journey, but make sure you try to get as much support as possible. Trying to figure it out by yourself can definitely make things a lot harder and you can feel more overwhelmed. So click on the link below. I will have an eczema starter guide, and I also have a lot more other videos. You can go check those out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe. I will be making this an entire series. Again, if you don't know, both of my children have suffered with pediatric eczema, and as a holistic medicine doctor, this was a complicated journey for me, but I simplified it and I made it repeatable and scalable for all of the parents out there who are looking for a guide to help them treat their child at home. This is where the healing actually starts and begins, and it will be at home. This is the place where they are the most, and the mothers are the ones that are helping them, healing them, and nurturing them. So your wisdom and your healing touch is what matters the most. So don't worry, mama, you got this, and I'm here for you.